attention was the issue of the captain who had the noose in his locker. We were concerned not just about the characterization, but we were concerned about the response to this in such a heated manner without doing due diligence. And so, as the point person for the NAACP Houston branch, I was assigned to do a thorough investigation. I spoke to Chief Boriski and the command staff here. I engaged in a series of interviews with Captain Smith. We have spoken on several occasions, both in person and on the phone. I talked to members of his crew and his staff out of Station 41, both African American and Anglo. Talked to the parties that felt like they were offended, and we came to a conclusion and a report that will be given later on at the public safety hearing under the direction of Councilmember Melissa Noriega. But today, it was our goal to put to rest at least one aspect of what has taken place. It is the belief of the NAACP that Captain Smith has been unfairly characterized. It is our belief, after doing a thorough investigation, that he has been vilified, and we have been working extensively with him to basically walk through this process to come to this point of the statement that he is going to make today. My understanding is he's going to make a prepared statement, and then I will come back and share with you some of our findings, and to my knowledge that will conclude the press conference today. So let me present to you Captain Keith Smith, Senior Captain Keith Smith of the Houston Fire Department, and he will come with his prepared statement.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Cofield. I'd like to say thank you for being here, and I do have a prepared statement. Like Pastor Cofield said, my name is Keith Smith. I'm a senior captain with the Houston Fire Department. Back in February of this year, a rope was discovered in my locker at Station 41. I'm here today to apologize for the outcome that caused, and to explain why it was in there, and to clear up any possible misconceptions. As Pastor Cofield said, I do not intend to answer any questions, so I've tried to make this as thorough as possible. First of all, the rope that has been shown on television in front of HFD headquarters and at City Council meetings is in no way, in any form or fashion, similar to the rope that was discovered in my locker. The rope that was in my locker was one that was issued to me while I was in the Fire Academy. The rope is approximately 3/4 to 1 inch in diameter, probably about the size of your little finger. It's about 4 foot in length. Everybody was issued one. We were required to wear them around our waist in the academy, and if an officer stopped us and asked us to tie a knot, we were responsible for that. After graduating from the academy, we were told by the officers to take the rope with us to our new stations. The first few stations that I was assigned to, the officers put more of an emphasis on firefighting, learning the territory, etc., than they did tying any knots or hitches. After my first promotion, I was assigned to a very busy station on the southwest side of town with a senior captain that placed a very high priority on tying knots and hitches. It is at this time that I discovered I had become very rusty. So I sought out the help from one of the veteran firefighters who had been in the Navy and was very adept at tying knots and hitches. We scheduled time every day to practice, and this soon became part of our everyday routine. Before long, our small group had become just about everybody in the station. In this group included white, black, and Hispanic males. After some time and a lot of repetitions, some of the simpler knots became easier. We then started practicing some of the more difficult knots, those with many steps involved. A few of the guys picked these up very quickly. The rest of us, including myself, struggled. At this time, we were asked if we knew how to tie a hangman's knot. None of us did, and we asked why. We were told that the tying of that knot is somewhat similar to other knots, and learned that it would help us with the knots and hitches, and it did help. Shortly after this, I transferred to another station and promoted to captain in 1994. This very rope has been in my locker at whatever fire station I have been assigned to since then, usually with my locker wide open. The reason the rope was still kept after I promoted to captain was to try, if possible, to teach other rookies if they were having problems as I did with their knots and hitches. In the 15 years that I've been an officer, countless firefighters have been in my office for many reasons. Cleaning of the office, employee performance evaluations, personal reasons, or just to talk about sports or life in general. During this time, nothing was ever said about this rope. It is my opinion that if any firefighter ever noticed it, they knew what kind of man I am, knew what kind of captain I am. The rope was never out of my locker. It was just like any other item in my locker that went from station to station. Shortly after all this started, 2 chiefs from the command staff came to Station 41 to investigate this. I was officially reprimanded, and at that time took the rope out of my locker, cut the knot end, and put the rope in the trash. I'd like to finish this by saying that if this firefighter had approached me about this incident and conveyed to me his feelings that this caused him pain or that he thought there was some racial meaning to this, I would have invited him into my office to start a dialogue. The outcome would have been that the rope would have been untied and there would be open communications between 2 firefighters that would have resulted in a better understanding of potential racial problems. Before all this started, I was not aware that this rope is considered a racial symbol. And judging by the comments on several of the news media's websites, both local and statewide, quite a few other people were not either. As I said before, I was not aware that this is considered a racial symbol, and after talking to Pastor Cofield, some of my present and past crew, as well as a few friends who are African American, I'm now fully aware that this is a racial symbol. I would like to apologize for the outcome that this has caused to the citizens of Houston and all the men and women of the Houston Fire Department. Thank you very much.